Hi there, everyone. How you doing? Jeff C. It's Halloween. Hope you're all doing well. Yes, it's October 31st, 2014. And hey, maybe you could dress up in neon green. Maybe that would be a good color. I bet that is the most popular costume is probably people in hazmat suits. I don't know how many people are going to turn up in neon green shirts, but that would be a good choice, especially if you're black, because they really love to put the black people in the neon green shirts. So, yeah, I love to put the white people in the neon green. They love to have towers in the background and both Republicans and Democrats giggling like little schoolgirls coming onto Fox News and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. It's everywhere, folks. You'll see it everywhere. Even the info whores are starting to take note of the green, right? It only took them a few months to get around, but they're too busy making money off the impending pandemic that's gonna come and get you. And you better buy that tangerine and that Pro Pure and male vitality and everything else, because otherwise you're gonna die. Your whole family's gonna die. So we don't do this here at Free Radio Revolution. We call out hoaxes and false flags, and I've been calling this thing for months as a giant psyop, a giant hoax, especially what's happening in North America and Europe. I think that's all staged 100%. I think there's ample proof, even beyond all the green that they're using to program you with, which is just so bloody obvious by now. Nonetheless, though, there's a video that I've come across here, which I want to watch with you, share it with you. This isn't actually an older video. It's from September the 2nd, and this is off the Euro News. Now, Marcel Aguilar Garcia sent me this, so thank you very much, friend. Always appreciate. Those of you who are waiting for me to get back to you in messages, have some patience. I have a huge backload of messages that I haven't got around to addressing yet, but I'll try to get to each and every one of you. So let's take a look at this. This is the video. It's called Video Ebola Patient Escapes Quarantine, Spreads Panic in Monrovia. And I really want you to take a good look at this, because I think they're really pulling a huge psyop on the Liberians as well. And I wouldn't trust that government as far as you could throw it. I mean, they are so corrupt in places like Liberia. And I think the people know that. And they sure as hell don't trust the Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, or UNICEF, or any of these United Nations creepy organizations coming into their towns. Now, we're going to see probably some familiar figures in this video, so I want you to go with it with me and see what we can see. I'm sure you'll see a lot of black guys in green shirts as well, but this is the supposed Ebola victim who is left quarantined because he is starving. There's no food in the quarantine, right? So he's gone to the market to get himself something to eat, and he's got a big stick to protect himself. And all these people have been revved up, obviously, by the authorities that this guy is dangerous. And he's wearing a red shirt. At least he's not wearing the green shirt, but you'll see green shirts. So you see he's got like a bag of food, and I think he's got a rock in one hand, right? Always have green shirt guys in the forefront or in the background. And then here comes, right? I think this is Doctors Without Borders in their creepy gear here. I mean, these guys show up in your town. I don't think you'd be too happy either. You notice how a huge crowd is now gathered in the background. Now, it's not easy. I mean, it's not difficult, I imagine, to get these people to all of a sudden, partake in something like this, whether it be knowingly or unknowingly. I think it's unknowingly. I think they're just coming along because there's a bunch of guys in these hazmat suits and cameras and everything else. And they're like, what's the big deal? What's really going on? So this is the guy here who's supposed to have Ebola. He doesn't look it. When you see him up close, you'll see he doesn't look like he's sick. As you see the people running here, right, coming alongside, green shirt, they don't really seem too worried about this guy. I think they're just kind of having fun with the whole spectacle. He's threatening to throw a rock at them. Probably just wants to eat his meal. And you'd have to think that a lot of these people that they picked up, I mean, we have the stories, the confirmation of formaldehyde being released into water wells and stuff like that. People getting formaldehyde poisoning, dying. I mean, it's the almost identical symptoms as Ebola. So a lot of these people probably think that they've got Ebola, and then they get into the hospital and they're not being fed, and the conditions are awful, and they're probably just, I want to get the hell out of here, right? I don't think I'm that sick, and let's see what happens here. There's the green shirt, of course. Ah, does this guy look familiar? I think he does. And you notice the black sunglasses here. This is a government, maybe a sort of secret police or something like that. Doesn't look like an ordinary police, this guy. He actually looks kind of intimidating, right? He's tall, wearing the beret. I'm not sure. He's got the Liberian flag on one side. And you can see this guy is Doctors Without Borders. Maybe I can get that to freeze just there so I can see who that guy is. Right there. Can't really make it out, but you can see the Liberian flag here. The sunglasses, the beret. This is a special forces guy, no doubt, for Liberia. And that would leave even more credence to this being a psyop here. Okay, you see, now they've got the guy that supposedly has Ebola. They've got a guy in a green shirt up here to make sure he's in the camera. And they got a guy standing just not even a foot away, it looks like, from this guy. Not the least bit worried. Probably one of his buddies, right? And watch. So they're trying to convince him to come back. And you can see this guy doesn't look very sick, right? I'm not saying he doesn't have Ebola. I don't think he does. That's my opinion. You can make your own. But he doesn't look deathly ill in any way, shape, or form. And he's probably like, why the hell am I in here? Or, of course, he could be just part of this whole psyop. They show a lot of green, of course. Now, this guy here, you've seen him before. In fact, yeah, in this super viral video here that I put up with the New York Times, this is the guy that they interviewed. He's Stefan Lijegergen, whatever his name is, right? And he's Doctors Without Borders. So he took part in this giant psyop. This is 100% a hoax, folk. This guy here, if this guy is sick, I'm Seth MacFarlane. I said it before. I mean, give me a freaking break. And if you see the video, of course, you see him bouncing right up and looking perfectly normal, and another moment sitting down and looking perfectly fine, and then of course moaning, oh, I'm so sick. And then of course you see his father walk away in the end with the handful of cash here, and there's no mistake in it, right? This is just it. That's what it is. So this guy again in this video, yeah, and you see he's right up close, too, to the guy that apparently has Ebola, trying to convince him. Médecins Sans Frontières, right? Doctors Without Borders. I wouldn't trust these guys at all. I mean, you see they grab him now, it seems by force, and they're going to try and put him in the back of the pickup truck, which is green, of course. Right? And they're spraying him the whole time they're doing it. And what the hell? Is that Roundup? Are you... Oh, I don't think it's Roundup. Could it be? It looks like it could be Roundup. Of course, Roundup is the famous herbicide, right, for Monsanto, the genetically modified herbicide that is so wickedly evil and used throughout the world. I don't know if it's Roundup, but it looks a bit like it. It's got the round circle. Somebody fill me in on this. What would they be spraying? Right? I know they're trying to decontaminate or whatever, but this strikes me as a giant whole hoax, farce. Put him in, spraying him while they're putting him in, tossing him in the back, and then watch these guys all pile in. Right? Is that what we're looking forward to in the United States and Canada and the rest of the world? These guys showing up in your town and throwing you in the back of a UNICEF truck? I don't know, folks. And there's jeers and cheers I think there's a lot more jeers and cheers. In fact, you'll see the crowd of people kind of come in and try to attack the truck in the end there. See how they're running in and they have to hightail out of there? And you got these guys going around spraying things like that's going to do any good? I mean, how stupid is that? What are they doing? It's just unbelievable. Right? So there you go. I think it's just another hoax psyop here. Now, I don't know if this guy is, you know, it strikes me as this guy here has been taken against his will, and he's just like, fuck this shit. But he could be a crisis actor playing out the role in order to convince the Liberians that Ebola is real and that if you don't do as they tell you, they're going to come and grab you.